Hey everyone, my name is Sohail Abbasi and welcome to the Innovation Factory podcast, your one stop shop for all things related to startups, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating world of product market fit and how it relates to the concept of natural selection. We'll dive into how the market acts as a kind of natural selector, weeding out the weaker products and allowing only the best to survive and thrive. It's a topic that's both fascinating and essential for anyone interested in innovation. So sit back and relax because we are about to get deep into the philosophical and practical implications of how markets create successful products. So I'm sure you have heard of Charles Darwin. He was a genius natural scientist who came up with the amazing theory of biological evolution back in 1859. Basically, he believed that evolution happens when generations change over time and new species emerge from a common ancestor. It's pretty crazy to think that back in Darwin's day, they had no clue about genes or anything like that. But even without that knowledge, Darwin was still able to recognize that many traits of living organisms are inherited. In other words, they are passed down from one generation to the next. And that's where Darwin's theory of natural selection came in. He proposed that it's through natural selection that evolution takes place. It's all about survival of the fittest, and the organisms that are best adapted to their environment are the ones that are most likely to survive and pass on their traits to the next generation. Let me try to explain natural selection in simpler terms. So in nature, there is limited resources like food and water, and all living things have to compete to survive. The ones that are better adapted to their environment have a higher chance of survival because they can get access to more resources. And when they survive, they also have a chance to reproduce and pass their genes to their offspring. Over time, the gene that creates adaptive features get passed down more and more, leading to the emergence of new species. A good example of this is giraffes. Over generations, giraffes' necks got longer, which allows them to reach the leaves of tall trees that other animals couldn't reach. This gave them access to more food and helped them survive and reproduce more. And as a result, this feature got passed on to the next generation. Basically, natural selection is all about survival of the fittest in a particular environment. You see, certain traits and characteristics can make a species more likely to survive and reproduce than others. And it all depends on the environment they are in. For instance, in the case of giraffes, their long necks weren't just some fancy features they evolved over time. No way. It is actually a heritable trait that helped them survive and reproduce more effectively in their environment. Specifically, it allowed them to reach higher up leaves on trees that other animals couldn't reach. But in a different environment, where the grass is available at low levels, having a long neck might not be that useful. So in a nutshell, natural selection favors those species that are better adapted to their environment, allowing them to access better resources and ultimately increasing their chances of survival and reproduction. In this world of startups and innovation, there are many similarities with the natural selection model. In such an environment where there are many unknown and uncertainty is very high, access to resources, including low-cost venture capital, skilled human resources, effective educational resources, social capital, access to market, etc., is not available to everyone, and only the best startups have the chance to use these resources and thus survive and grow. A large number of ideas, innovation projects, and startup teams, although they may seem promising in terms of the initial idea or team capabilities, just like in nature, sooner or later die due to lack of access to the various required resources. But those who have been able to adapt better to the environment and conditions will survive. One of the main environmental factors of startups is the market, and therefore their adaptation to the market is an important condition for their survival, which is discussed in lean startup methodology and the concept of product market fit. This concept is also effective in SMEs because it allows organizations to test new ideas in a fast and cost-effective way. In fact, lean startup enables a kind of natural selection for innovative ideas and projects, allowing only the best, meaning the fittest, to survive and evolve. But how can startups test their assumptions and hypotheses with low cost and high speed? Well, we use the evolutionary method and continuous improvement, aka Kaizen, as follows. First, we make a minimum viable product or MVP of the idea with low cost. Then, we give it to target audiences and customers to use. Next, we learn a whole new thing from their words and opinions of using the MVP, which can reject or confirm our mental assumptions. Based on this feedback, a better version of the product and give it to customers. We repeat the above steps until our product is most fit to the market. If in these iterations we realize that we were wrong and our assumptions are invalidated, we change our strategy and take a step back to find the root cause of the problem or pivot, which means to choose another path for our business.
You know, just follow my lead.
Okay.
Come on, Chandler. All right, okay. Here we go. All right, ready? Yeah. Turn. Okay. Turn. Turn.
I don't think we can turn anymore.
I just don't think it's gonna fit.
Oh, yeah, well, come on, up. Up. Yes. Here we go. Pivot. 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 Pivot.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
You think?
This method, which is a type of intelligent trial and error, is very similar to natural selection. Of course, just like in nature, mistakes happen in innovation projects too. If a wrong product is made that is incompatible with the environment, meaning the market, it will definitely not survive. However, if the product and its business grow, evolve, and improve, it's likely that something great is in the making. So guys, have you heard of the phrase fail fast, succeed faster? When it is said to fail fast on the way to product market fit, it is basically means that in order to create a product that fits the market well, you need to let the market teach you what works and what doesn't through trial and error. This way, you can quickly learn from your mistakes and create a product that has the best chance of survival in the market. After all, it is the features or products that best fit the environment or market that will ultimately survive and thrive. Therefore, product market fit can be understood from this perspective. In business, a product that is well adapted to the market is more likely to succeed, while one that is not may struggle or fail. To achieve product market fit, entrepreneurs must allow the market to guide them, much like how natural selection guides the evolution of species. This involves creating a product or service, then exposing it to the market to see how it performs. If the product is well received and generates demand, it can be further refined and improved to better meet the needs of the market. On the other hand, if the product fails to gain traction, it may need to be adjusted or even abandoned altogether. Markets are the ones that create successful startups. Émile Chartier, a 19th century philosopher and journalist from France, in a book in 1908, raised the issue that the design of boats and ships is a kind of natural selection. Quote, every boat is copied from another boat. It's clear that a very badly made boat will end up at the bottom after one or two voyages, and thus never to be copied. One could then say with complete rigor that it is the sea herself who fashions the boats, choosing those which function and destroying the others. Unquote. He argued that only the boats that function well are copied, while the poorly made ones sink and are forgotten. It's the same with startups. The market chooses which product and features work and which ones don't. And it's up to the startups to adopt and create successful products that fit the market. So if you want to succeed, you gotta listen to the market and create something that they really need. Just like in nature, where the environment selects the fittest organisms to survive and reproduce, the market selects the fittest product and startup to succeed. When startups enter the market, they must adapt to the needs and demands of customers, just like organisms must adapt to their environment to survive. This process of natural selection in the market is what drives successful startups. By quickly testing and iterating on their business model, startups can learn from customers' feedback and adapt to the market to increase their chances of success. The ones that are able to do this successfully and create a product that fits the market well will be selected by the market to thrive and grow, just like the fittest organisms are selected by the environment to survive and reproduce. So to sum up, natural selection in innovation projects and startups is a vital concept that can be used to help us understand how the most adaptive and fittest ideas can survive and grow in uncertain and complex environments. So it's important for startups to be open to learning from the market and be willing to adapt quickly. By embracing this natural selection process, businesses can increase their chances of creating successful products and achieving long-term success. That's a wrap for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Please help me spread the word and share the Innovation Factory podcast with your network. Until next time, let's make the world a better place through innovation.